esse momento foi um momento incrível. Então, a maioria das pessoas aqui já sabe, para quem não sabe, 2 meses atrás eu fui convidada para dar uma aula na Polimoda. E eu estava muito nervosa. Por que eu estava nervosa? Porque é uma faculdade incrível. Eu estava com 150 alunos de todos os lugares do mundo. Tinham 3 brasileiros só. Eles me convidando para dar uma aula é como se todas vocês e toda a metodologia que a gente usa na nossa empresa fosse realmente avalizada por uma instituição internacional. E essa era a importância. É o método que a gente usa, a maneira como a gente consegue entender as mídias sociais.
But Alice, I
love that. Alice.
Use a bit of Italian. I think this one is just the beginning of a very nice adventure that we can go through together. Why? Because I think we have many things in common, you Brazilians and we Italians. First of all, creativity. First of all, I mean, look at you guys. I mean, your colors, the diversity that we have in this room. And we in Italy are more or less the same. And so why not to feel all of us citizens of the world? And why not to do this with a master course that represents the maximum level of the education in fashion?
A gente recebeu um convite, um segundo convite. O convite foi para que o F-HITS fosse mentor da pós-graduação em comunicação. E foi incrível. Uma mega oportunidade para que a gente possa ensinar o que a gente sabe e aprender tudo que a gente não sabe.
The reason why we decided to do this with F-HITS is because we think definitely that this is since we have talked about the keys, these are the keys of the future. Definitely this way to communicate, I mean, using the social media in this way are the key of success for the future. There is no other way until now.
As pessoas me param e falam assim, eu acho tão legal o que você está fazendo, mas eu não acredito nisso. Eu não acreditar, eu sou vidente, ou eu sou astróloga, ou eu sou... Você não tem que acreditar. It's happening.
It's not about believing,
It's
it's
not about believing.
reading newspapers.
And I'm not creating a tool. I'm using a tool that exists. A gente usa as ferramentas. Se amanhã tiver uma outra ferramenta, a gente vai usar uma outra ferramenta.
Exactly.
Então, é como usar, não é uma criação de ferramentas, é um curso de como usar a tecnologia.
Exactly, it's about that. It's about also technology. It's about how to properly and wisely use it, and also to have fun using it, because it's quite important. It's about the Internet of the Things. It's about riding the upcoming technology. It's about this, and that's why we choose you. That's why. Thank you.
I am so proud of us all.
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Really, really working hard here in this place of the world.
We're gonna work out, but also have fun a bit. Come on.
Yeah. In Firenze, you cannot not have fun.
I'm really honored today to talk about this master course, to talk about Polimoda. Polimoda in Florence has more or less 30 years of history. Started like a small school dedicated to craftsmanship, to the textile and to the leather, so to the craftsmanship. But now, definitely, we can say we are, like you told us before, we are an international school and definitely one of the best, and that's why we are here. Essentially, Polimoda represents something extraordinary, I think, also because of the link that we have with the industry. That means, essentially, that we are very strong in relationship with the fashion system, so just do not stop on the surface of things, try to go in depth. This is the message also that Polimoda wants to convey to the world in a way.
E o que eu percebi quando eu estive na Polimoda, que também me encantou, os estudantes, é um nível muito alto de perguntas que eu recebi quando eu estava lá. É muito diferente de uma pessoa que não está dentro do mercado. Os estudantes estão tendo contato com o mercado, porque os professores que estão na Polimoda estão no mercado. Então, é o professor que te dá aula de craftsmanship, ele é o diretor do Gucci, ele está no mercado. Então, uma outra maneira de se colocar e de integrar as pessoas que estudam lá. Você faz um curso de 1 mês, você realmente vai encontrar pessoas que trabalham na área, e não só que pensam a área, not just to think about, but really work inside of the fashion world.
And I probably, if I can guess, you talked about also the quality of our teachers, that are not the typical academic teachers, you know, they are all professionals coming from the industry. This means essentially they can talk and teach you what happened yesterday as well as what will happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
And this is really important, I think.
What is the profile of the students in terms of their nationalities and?
Wow. We
Yeah.
have a real variety of students from all over the world. Let me say, more or less, we have actually students from more than 70 countries for a total amount of 2,300 students in our school. The vast majority are ladies, but of course it's open also for men.
You choose the students.
We-
Eles escolhem os estudantes. Quer dizer, você
Yes.
faz a aplicação para estudar
Of
lá.
course, we are chosen, and
Yeah,
then
of
we
course.
choose as
Which I
well.
love.
And there is a selection, of course. There is an admission process. It's not about what you already know. It's not about your background in fashion. We don't care if you already know something. We are there in order to give you this content, to give the students this content. What is matter of the utmost importance is for sure your behavior, your passion, your dedication, if you're ready to hard work, because do not forget that it's an institute, and I mean, Florence is an amazing city, but you are not there for vacation.
Tell me about the areas of the courses. Which courses do you have?
Yes, we have essentially 4 departments. And these departments are fashion design, design management, then fashion business and art direction, in which in this way we can essentially cover all the main fields in the fashion system.
Yeah, eu estive eles têm esses 4 departamentos e tem 3 lugares onde eles dão aulas, e eu tive a oportunidade de ir nos 3, e é muito impressionante a maneira, a profundidade das matérias, a maneira como eles ensinam. Tell me about the partnerships you have with luxury groups.
Essentially, as I told you before, we strongly believe in the link with the industry. That's why almost each of our master is linked with a strong name in fashion. For example, Vogue Italia, we have a master course in fashion art direction. We have a master course in partnership with Richemont, the big Swiss-based holding. We have a partnership with the CFDA, that stands for the Council of Fashion Designers of America.
Yeah.
Recently appointed Mr. Tom Ford as
Yes.
president. So we believe in this link with the industry, and this is, I think, the best way to realize it. So to have this professional coming to our lessons in the classes, teaching to our students what's going on outside.
Tell me a bit about Aquazzurra and Edgardo. We have here in the mall Aquazzurra,
I've seen.
which is
Yeah.
a brand that Edgardo, that was a student from Polimoda.
Yes. Edgardo is one of these examples because of Aquazzurra. The list is quite long. We can say for sure we have somebody in the creative direction of Jill Sander, the Myers, and we have for sure some other notable alumni. For example, Mr. Fabro for Burberry. We have Risso
Burberry.
for Marni,
Yes.
and these. Are of course the stars of our alumni, but let me say that in every brand we have somebody, especially in the managerial level,
Yes.
and because this is what we are shaping, and the alumni network. Once you are a student, you become, of course, an alumni later. Now we have, I think, 5,000 of former students.
When I was in January, I met Danilo Venturi, the director, and he told me about the Polimoda Talent. So tell me about the Polimoda
Yes,
Talent.
Polimoda Talent is an amazing program, I think. Essentially, it's about giving a scholarship not at the beginning, but at the end. How? Essentially, there is you have to upload your idea. Once you are a student, of course, you upload an idea. We judge the idea. If you are the winner, essentially, it's all about giving you a location, giving you money, giving you possibilities to realize your startup.
I think this is amazing. Tanta gente que tem ideias incríveis e que realmente poderia ir para frente e acaba não indo porque não tenha essa ajuda.
It's a concrete possibility, it's a tangible
It's a concrete
possibility,
possibility.
given to students to realize something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eu gostaria que ele falasse sobre como a moda é uma expressão do nosso tempo, expressão de quem nós somos, e não só este papel superficial que a gente acredita que a moda tenha. Uma das coisas que eu falo no meu livro é que uma das coisas que todo mundo faz de manhã, escovar o dente você não precisa fazer, talvez as pessoas não reparem, mas se você sair pelado, todo mundo vai ver, né? Tá todo mundo aqui vestido. Por enquanto a gente sai vestido, todo mundo vai ter que pensar nisso. Não é uma coisa que não é para todos se vestir. E o que isso tem como comportamento?
I think. Thank you for this question. I think fashion can be superficial for superficial people, first of all. Secondly, I personally think it's not superficial at all. It's definitely not superficial, since almost everything in the art system, in the society, in the things in which we believe in are related, definitely related with fashion. Just look all the scandals or how much we are amazed by the fashion system, by fashion itself. The more you go inside the things, the more you realize that fashion has nothing to do with superficiality. So it's definitely the opposite, and that's why we provide students and classes with, classes and courses about sociology of imaginary, for example. Our motto is to create independent thinkers.
Oh, I love this. Okay, we're not fashionable people, we're independent thinkers. That's the thing.
Gabriele.
Hello, Camilla.
The fashion heritage is so strong, like Alice was saying, in Italy, France, not as much in Brazil, but what would you say is the advantage of studying fashion in Italy instead of anywhere else in the world?
It's quite simple, but interesting. In Italy, you have some opportunities that you cannot find somewhere else. And specifically here, I'm talking about, again, the artisanship and the craftsmanship. So it's like, trying to study something that requires a tangible approach to the things. And therefore, I think Italy, like also other countries, let me say, but Italy for craftsmanship, I think, is the number one, is the right place where to go. That's why.
I've been in the business, and the print business, for over 30 years. How do you see this synergy between digital and print today?
Oh, very nice question. Thank you very much. I am a fan of typography. I am a fan of papers. I'm a fan, or I don't know how to translate this in Cartotecnica. I believe that both the things will survive and will be successful. I am still reading books done with papers. Now, this is personal. There is a reason why we won't lost the power of paper, and it's because we are a tangible person in need of tangible things. That's it. So I totally love what you're doing, and I hope and I believe it will survive. So the print will survive.
Thank you, and
Thank
you're going
you.
to be
Thank
with
you
us
to
the
you all.
whole day.